Robin.
You're listening to Opie Anthony. On the Virus, Sirius XM.
Were you part of any scandals through the years? What's like the biggest scandal that the, especially the American press, dropped on you?
Though the biggest scandal was when our brown M&Ms, which...
Oh, right.
Oh, that whole, the rider, right.
Yes, you know
Van
about
Halen
the rider. Exactly, that if there's brown M&Ms discovered, then Roth will destroy the room and you forfeit the show at full paycheck, whatever.
And the pack of cigarettes on every flat surface. That was another one that
But that was only, the M&M's thing wasn't because they were, thought they were the shit and they didn't want they said they're not paying attention to contract. If there's, different M&M's in there, obviously they didn't read everything, so something's going to be fucked up when we go in there.
Trying to trip them up?
Trip them up.
Our contract rider that went along, the technical rider, rather, was like the Chinese phone book. It was huge and almost indecipherable. To the uninitiated, say that in Chinese. But I actually can. But and, to the uninitiated eye, which was almost every eye back in the 80s, now today the huge traveling production, the big giant video screen in variety of shapes, that's by rote. We expect that out of even the most common country act, much less, rock epics and dance figures who are out there. And then, no. So we were having all kinds of problems with gear not working, winches not working, going up and down. You got safety issues. And the crew is taking hours to get outside. At the end, we're going into overtime, which means don't get used to that wristwatch or that German car. So.
They killed you. Man, they kill you when you went over.
They murder you for that.
They murder. We all know that.
Yeah.
That overtime is not something to play with.
Yeah, so I said, for one thing, one thing we can do to test the promoter is in the very middle of it, we'll just put this little ridiculous thing that if there's any brown M&Ms, that Roth's going to trash the room, et cetera, and you'll have to pay the full playing price, which is how many thousands of dollars, and just leave it right in the middle. And it would be preceded by something like there will be 12 amperage voltage sockets spaced at not less than 20 meters apiece. There will be 13 generators at IPS UT5A7s, and there will be no brown M&Ms or you will get your ass kicked. So if you weren't studying that shit with bifocals, you got your ass handed to you.
What a great fucking way to get them to read the goddamn writing.
And if they asked you, what the fuck is this? You'd be like, that guy read the contract. That guy read the contract.
You would know is you would walk in, and there would invariably be two big women, like from the cafeteria in junior high school, with the big bosoms that go all the way down to the tray, with plastic gloves separating brown M&Ms from dumped out the bags into a bowl, and we're now separating them. Kind of what do you call it when everybody's working on one belt?
Assembly line.
Assembly line fashion. Taking them out and putting, and then those would be taken out and given to somebody, probably the truck drivers or whatever. Here's the best scandal. Now that I've done the setup, now you know the recipe. Let's cook. University of New Mexico has just installed what was then a brand new idea where you melt down all the old basketballs and you make flooring out of it. Rubberized flooring for basketball. Have you ever seen it? Have you ever stood on it?
I don't think so.
Instead of wood, it's rubberized, and all it is melted. It even feels like basketballs, like this. It's melted down, and they use rubberized flooring. They put up the stage, and then said that, said, yes, we've read the contract rider, etc. There's no problems, and yes, it can sit on our new flooring. Well, I came backstage, and I saw some brown M&Ms. Okay. And so I trashed the dressing room really well. The most you can really trash, even if given that you have no time limit, could be, I don't know, maybe $3,000-$4,000, and that includes lighting fixtures. And you got to save those for last because you're not really.
You don't want to be in the dark.
You can't see. Trash a place in the dark.
Take those out on the way out.
Would you like when you saw the brown M&Ms though, because you got a chance to do that?
Totally.
And you really trashed the, and you really would trash the dressing room?
Have you ever tried to do the remove the tablecloth from underneath the
You've
entire
been able to.
buffet? I've tried it dozens of times. Most people only dream of that, man. Right? How many weddings have you been to?
Oh,
You
yeah,
wanna
yeah,
put your
always
drink
wanna
down
do
and go,
that.
oh, I just got to try this once, but I never will. You know, and how many times do I see a brown M&M and go, time for some magic. Try and it starts off with that.
Right.
Or, you know, you see a brown M&M and this gives rise to pranking, which means one of you come in and you sit down and everybody's having a drink and the lights are low, and unbeknownst to one of you, I would safety pin the tablecloth to your shirt.
That's a good one. Oh shit!
So that would occur. All right, yes. And I, you know, I trashed the dressing room and whatever. We had a show to do, so you know, the most that I would do there, no time limit. I'll say $4,000 worth of damage. That includes fire extinguishers. The stage, though, they really hadn't read and done their book. The stage weighed a tremendous amount, and it sank through the rubber of their flooring, of their new basketball floor. The whole thing had to be replaced. So the headline came out. There was no internet then, so you understand how things get a little conflagrated here, confusated here. It came out that Dave Roth discovers brown M&M, trashes dressing room, and does $400,000 worth of damage.
$400,000. Okay. Meanwhile,
who am I to get in the way of a great rumor?
Yeah. That sounds like you're out of control.
My Toreador trick. Step right this way. Is it true, Mr. Roth? I ain't saying nothing. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah, why squash that? That's a great rumor.
Fuck yeah.
They blamed the stage on me, you know, so all I had to do was sit here and say, I ain't never was here and I never was going to be here. Yeah. No jury's convincing me different.
Tell him, Fred.
The Virus. Sirius XM. This is the Opie Anthony Show.